Hello and welcome back to everyone, the rest of me, and to another edition of Raw out of 10. And it is a big episode of Raw today. We've had all of the fallout from WrestleMania now, or the immediate fallout, and yeah, it's kind of building the aftermath for WrestleMania now. Obviously, lots of changes going on in WWE at the moment, but yeah, there's still lots going on, lots of continuity, lots of changes on the storylines. Let's get straight into it. Rey Mysterio caught off Raw and talked about his Hall of Fame induction of WrestleMania, which would have been this dream come true if he didn't have to fight his son. Dominic walked out and said the Judgment Day was his real family. And that Rey won at Mania just because of Bad Bunny. Rey said Bad Bunny was going to be back soon, so Dom better watch out before challenging his son to a rematch. Dominic said he wasn't going to fight his dad again, but instead sent Finn Balor to compete against Rey, and that's exactly what he did. Balor started strong and got some starts before he was sent outside, and Rey came back and hit him with a dive. Back after a break, Rey got a bulldog and some dives before getting near fall. Rey then tried for a 619, but Finn reversed it once more. But Dom Mysterio, got into it on the second try. Balor then got his knees up for the splash before distracting the ref, while Dom tried to hit Rey with a steel chain. Rey dodged the move and took Dom out before hitting a dive on both of them. Rey tried to get Balor back to the ring, but Dom came in with a chain shot and let Finn hit the coup de grace for the win. And yeah, this gets a 7 out of 10 from me. On the whole, a really, really good match. This in a great way to start the show. All the characters here just play their role so well, and yeah, really helped here for the enhancement of the talent, and yeah, two great wrestlers. So great start to Raw, 7 out of 10. Lita was then attacked backstage, and Becky and Trish came in after it was over. Becky and Trish blamed Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, who were at the scene. And yeah, we'll see what transpired after that. But Becky said she was going to find out who was responsible and make them pay before heading out to defend the titles with Trish Stratus. Lynch and Raquel kicked the match, and Becky was sent into the corner a few times before Liv tagged in. Morgan hit a big double stomp here, but Trish was tagged in and got Hurricane Runner and leg drop. Raquel then broke out the suplex before getting a backbreaker and a Diamond Dust before getting a near fall. Raquel broke out with a disarmer before Trish got the Stratisfaction. Becky reversed the Oblivion with a manhandle slam, but the pin was broken once more. Trish then went for the chick kick, but Liv countered with a roll up, getting the pin. But that wasn't all of the drama. After the match, Lynch helped Stratus up before Trish helped with Lariat and the chick kick, taking her out. And Trish Stratus has turned heel on Perky and Lita, and you have to assume it was her that attacked Lita. And yeah, this is really interesting. Obviously, it's in the rumour direction. I'm happy they're going this way. It's going to be a great storyline. Dragging out to something I'm not so sure about if the rumours are true. But yeah, very interesting segment here. I can't wait to see it go. So yeah, that was great stuff. And yeah, definitely something great for Becky to do. But yeah, with Raquel and Liv becoming the champions, really pleased with them because both of them are great and deserve it so much. A bit weird they didn't win the WrestleMania Showcase match, but there we go. But yeah, on the whole, this gets 7 out of 10 from me. Excited to see what they can do with the belts, and excited to see the Becky storyline going forward. Damage Control were backstage, and Bayley said that she tried to get Io and Dakota for a title match, but Adam Pearce was too busy with the upcoming draft. She did, however, get herself added to triple threat #1 contenders match for the women's title. Io and Dakota said that they deserved the opportunity, so Bayley went off to try and get one of them in the match instead of her. And yeah, you feel like this is heading to an interesting direction somewhere soon, so yeah, looking forward to that. But anyway, Bobby Lashley was then in action against Bronson Reed. Lashley hit a big neck breaker and a suplex before trying for the hurt lock. Reed was too huge for Lashley to lock in a hold, and Bronson reversed it before getting near fall. Reed then headed up top, but Lashley caught him. Bronson then jumped him in the eye and hit a top right move before taking the spine buster. Lashley then went for the hurt lock once more, but Bronson sent him outside the ring. Lashley tried to send Reed into the ring post, but Bronson reversed it and Lashley ran into it instead. The referee counts them both out before a big brawl ensued, and officials had to come out to break it up. And yeah, this gets 6 out of 10 for me. Good to see Lashley back on WWE TV through missing all of WrestleMania and stuff like that, which is obviously a shame. But yeah, I mean, Bronson Reed, he kind of came off well here as well, competing so closely with Lashley. But yeah, big brawl. I don't know if it's going to lead to a feud or where it'll go, but it kind of did its job here, I'd say. Made both of them look huge, and so it gets 6 out of 10 from me. Cody was out next and apologised for losing at Mania before saying he heard Heyman say that Cody had to earn himself an IDOL title match. Cody said that after his history of the company, he didn't need to prove it, but he was it. Cody then talked about Brock Lesnar and how he probably considered Rhodes a victim. He said he was scared of Brock, but he still wanted to fight him and challenged him to a match at WrestleMania Backlash. And another really excellent promo from Cody, it has to be said. really cementing himself now as a melee babyface. And yeah, I still personally think he should have won at WrestleMania, but this storyline kind of is setting himself up. They'll have to go through Brock Lesnar, maybe some other people, and maybe get another shot at Road to win the belt. At least that's where I hope it's going, but I guess we'll have to see. But yeah, just this alone, great promo. The Usos then take on Alpha Academy. Otis and Jay kicked off the match, and tags were made early on with Alpha Academy in control. Gable then got a big dive and some strikes on Jimmy in the corner before Jay got a sneaky tag and hit Chad with a double team move. Otis was then super kicked off the apron before we headed for a break. Back on Raw, Gable got an explosive suplex on Jimmy before Otis came back in. Otis was dominating and beat both Usos down before Otis slammed them one after another and got a near fall. Otis then got the Caterpillar elbow drop before Gable came in with a double team electric chair blockbuster combo on Jimmy before Jay broke up the pin. The Usos then sent Otis outside before hitting dives and double super kicks on him to take them out. Gable then came in with a moonsault on the Usos and got another near fall on Jimmy. Gable tried for an ankle lock, but Jay came back with stereo super kicks for the 1D and the win. And yeah, this gets a 7 out of 10 from me. Yeah, this was always going to be a great match with the caliber of superstars involved, and so it proved. Yeah, like I say, just really entertaining. Usos getting a win. Obviously, that's to be expected, but on the whole, just a great match. Next up on Raw, it was Michin versus Piper Niven versus Io Sky in a number one contenders match. Io was in control early, and she and Michin sent Niven outside for some big dives before he headed for a break. Back on Raw, Niven was in control and got an elbow drop, but was caught by Sky in the corner. Piper then got some big slams before Sky came back with a Hurricane Rana and a double drop kick. Michin hit a big sunset flip powerbomb on Niven before getting the Eat the D. Io then broke up the pin and hit over the moonsault before getting the win. And yeah, this gets 6.5 out of 10 from me. I don't know, the match, how they're all number one contenders, I don't know, it kind of doesn't really make much sense, but the match was good for what it was. And Io Sky, so pleased for her. I think it's going to lead to a really interesting storyline with Damage Control as well. Probably going to get split up in the draft, but we'll see. I'm kind of intrigued to see where that goes, definitely. But Io Sky versus Bianca is going to be a banger, so hyped for that, and yeah, not bad stuff. Kevin Owens was then taking on Solo Sikoa on Raw. Solo was getting some big strikes in early on and stomped on KO's ankles before the match went outside and sent Solo into the steel sets. Owens then hit a senton before they traded some big moves in the ring. Back after a break, Kevin missed a cannonball and took a super kick before Solo dodged a stunner and hit a Samoan drop. KO then headed to the top rope, but caught him and was kicked and tossed him off. And the users interfered, got taken out, but Suli kicked before getting a near fall off a Swanton Bomb. Jay came in with a super kick while Solo recovered and got the Samoan strike before getting the win. The Usos attacked KO after the match and Sammy came out to save the day. Riddle and Sammy took out Solo and hit Jay with an exploder before Jimmy took a stunner. Sammy was about to hit Jay with a Hoover kick, but Solo dragged him outside as the Bloodline retreated. And yeah, this gets 7 out of 10 from me. Really, really good stuff. Solo looking like a beast more and more, even with interference, to beat Kevin Owens. And yeah, Riddle kind of saves the day. That seems to be his role now. Sammy there as well. All the continuation of stuff we're doing. But for me, it's still great. And yeah, this was no exception. 7 out of 10 from me. Overall, Raw this week gets a 7 out of 10 from me. Yeah, I thought it was a good episode of Raw this week. I know there's been a lot of negativity with Vince McMahon's return and all of that, but for me, this was a really good episode of Raw. It was thrown into a bit of chaos with reruns and stuff like that, but for me here, it definitely worked. And yeah, I thought it was a good episode of Raw, and I do think there are positives still for WWE coming out of WrestleMania, and intrigued to see where it goes in the future weeks. But anyway, guys, that's the video. Thanks for watching. To like, share, subscribe, no thoughts, comments down below. Follow the show for daily wrestling news and subscribe to my channel. It's good and greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching.